From the Oklahoma newsroom, this is an OSU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Jacob Unruh, OSU beat writer. Jacob, big win for the Cowboys on Saturday. It was a big day with the 1995 Final Four team in the house, all the recognition there, big fan count also, but getting that win against Texas Tech, a really solid team in the Big 12. How'd the Cowboys do it? When you reflect on what you saw on Saturday, how'd they do it?
Took advantage of a few things. First, Isaac Likely's healthy. Yeah. That's the biggest difference. It was the second game back the first time they played, and they got drugged by 35. They went inside out. They ditched the idea they're going to shoot a bunch of threes. Only shot 10 three-pointers days after they only shot 8 against Kansas State. They're doing that more. But Jonathan Laurent came alive, and that's been huge last 2 games. He had 11 points against Kansas State, 16 on Saturday. A lot of stuff inside for him. He's a 6'6" graduate transfer, got some decent size, but it's a bit different for him. He was a 47% three-point shooter at UMass last year. Comes here, struggles with the 3, and now the whole team has struggled with the 3, so they go away from that, create this new identity where they're more powerful inside.
Yeah, and speaking of that inside game, we saw out of Caleb Boone, the freshman, have a game that I think people were hoping they might see out of him at these early stages. Went away from Yornay, he was playing so well, in fact. Can he continue that? He's still such a developing guy.
I think so. He told me the other day, actually, was his weight is his confidence. He said there was a stretch where there was, I think, a 2-week period where he wasn't gaining weight. Started gaining weight again. He said, but at one point in the season, he was playing right around 200 pounds. Didn't feel good on the court. Now he's playing around 207 to 210, depending on the day. And he says he feels great. He's like, I've got the energy. I've got the confidence now that he can go in there and kind of bang around with those big guys. He's starting to look a little more physical. He's still going to be outweighed by a lot of these big guys in the Big 12. I mean, 210 for a guy his size. When you're going against, say, West Virginia tomorrow night, guys that weigh 250 down there low. It's different, but he did a good job of getting to the rim, drawing fouls. I mean, he made 12 of 14 free throws the other day. Yeah. He did exactly what Boynton's wanted from him, and it's a good sign going forward that you can get something like that out of Caleb Boone.
Mentioning West Virginia, that's where the Cowboys head next Tuesday night, 6 o'clock tip in Morgantown. And, it wasn't that long ago we were looking at this team and thinking, are they going to go 0 in the Big 12? Is that a worry? Now they've won 3 of their last 4. West Virginia's hit a little bit of a slump. Is there a chance they go on the road and steal one, Jacob?
It's possible. I mean, they just won one at the road at Kansas State, a place that has not been kind to them, especially with Mike Boynton as coach, first win there. Go to West Virginia. If you could play this style, you can figure out a way to rebound against this team. I think they've got a shot. Guard play for West Virginia is pretty weak, especially compared to OSU's. If they go in there, they shoot better than they did last time. They were right in the middle of that shooting slump the first time they played. This could be a revenge game again, to where they set up with 3 straight wins going into Bedlam on Saturday.
And 6 games left on the schedule. Knowing what we know, this team has had some ugly points in this season. But if they win 5 of 6, I mean, they're 8-8.
You start to question a lot of things. I mean, they could get up to 6th in the conference at that point, which is incredible when you consider where they've been. That's where the coaches predicted them in the preseason, which I think is really kind of ironic that they could still finish there. And then if they make a little bit of a run in the tournament, you don't know what could happen postseason-wise at that point. It's a team that can get really hot. They're looking more like November when they were 7-0, and that's the biggest difference now. I think I've kind of felt all along they're more the November team than they were the January team, and now I think we're starting to see that.
Boy, they've swung far and wide, both ways, good and bad. We'll see if the good way can continue. Again, 6 o'clock tip at Morgantown on Tuesday, and then Bedlam in Stillwater on Saturday. That's a 3 o'clock start. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at oklahoman.com and every day in the Oklahoman.